Welcome back. Support, but not a full endorsement. That's the verdict on Paul Ryan from the conservative group of legislators that make up the House Freedom Caucus after meeting with Ryan yesterday. More than two-thirds of the roughly 40-member group backed him, but still leaving him just below the 80% required for the full endorsement. For more, we are pleased to be joined by Congressman Barry Loudermilk of Georgia. He's a member of that House Freedom Caucus. He's also on the House Committee on Homeland Security. Congressman Loudermilk, thanks for joining us here on Newsmax Prime. Now, earlier yesterday, we had heard conservative members of Congress had some reservations about Paul Ryan. We hear Ryan actively courted your support and the support of other members of the House Freedom Caucus. Are you now backing Paul Ryan for Speaker? And what did Ryan say to win over the majority of your caucus?
Well, good evening, Rick. It's a pleasure to be with you. Look, the House Freedom Caucus has always been about process more than person. You got a very diverse Republican Congress, especially now that we have the largest Republican majority since the 1920s. And the fact is, while there's more conservatives coming in to Congress, we also have more that are from moderate districts and some that are even in Democratic districts. And so while there's a conservative criteria that we would love to see in the Speaker of the House, the likelihood of getting someone that we all agree with is very slim. But the reality is, if we want to change the culture in Washington, D.C., if we want to make permanent change to the process, then we have to change the rules. We have to change the way things are operated. It's been a top-down process that's been run basically through a dictatorship dictating what legislation comes to the floor. You know, the House of Representatives is designed to represent the will and the interest of the people. The problem is, with rank-and-file members like myself, we basically only exercise that on the House floor when we vote on what legislation leadership has determined will come to the floor. We have very little latitude. So we have taken the approach in the Speaker race. If we want to make permanent change in Washington, D.C., we actually look for changing the rules and those that will participate in that. There were and there still are reservations with Paul Ryan. However, Paul expressed to us in a meeting yesterday that he shares the same frustrations that we do and is committed to making permanent changes to the rules that empower the rank-and-file member of Congress to actually represent the will and the interest of the American people.
So where do you stand specifically? If I could pin you down right now, are you backing Paul Ryan for Speaker?
Well, our support of Paul Ryan, as you mentioned, was diverse. There were some that still wanted to declare their independence or support Dan Webster, where we're not sure whether he's going to continue to run or not. I voted in support of Paul Ryan, but without conditions, meaning, you know, he laid out a set of conditions that some, he said, it came across the wrong way, such as the rule to vacate the chair. That's a non-starter for me. That is a rule that allows and empowers the individual member when leadership becomes dictatorial, that we have the ability to remove that. That must stay. That's something that was put in by Thomas Jefferson. We're not going to move on it.
All right, so it looks like
my support.
It looks like there's still a lot more to go as far as the Paul Ryan issue. He has your support now, but you want to hear other things. So interesting update on that. I do want to talk to you about Israel because we don't have that much time. You recently released a very strong statement against the policy of the Obama administration in the region. Do you feel the U.S. has abandoned Israel in these difficult days as they deal with Palestinian violence?
I don't think we've totally abandoned Israel, but there is a lot of discomfort among those in Israel that we're just not there the way we have been, especially when our State Department makes statements such as they made that, you know, Israel overreacted when there are acts of terrorism going on against their citizens. So I don't think America has totally abandoned Israel, but yet we are trying to play it too safe in an area where you have a country that is totally surrounded by organizations and other nations that seek to destroy them and remove them from the face of the earth.
All right, Representative Loudermilk, interesting update on the Paul Ryan situation, more on that, and also your comments about Israel as well. We appreciate it. All the best to you. Thanks so much for appearing on Prime. All right, we're going to come right back here, and we want to hear also from you. And next segment, we're going to talk to Bernie Kerik. He met with the president today. What was going on at that meeting? That and more straight ahead.